Welcome to Tennis Match, the channel where global tennis comes alive through analysis, emotion, and star power. She sees patterns before they happen and breaks down tennis like a grandmaster. Here with me, the one and only, the Oracle.
And next to me, the man who dissects tactics like a coach with a PhD in pressure welcome, the Strategist. Today, well, we're cutting through the grass, aren't we? Diving into a really thrilling quarterfinal clash at Wimbledon 2025. A match that I think truly showcased mental fortitude and, rising dominance.
That's right. We'll be dissecting every strategic play, every pivotal moment from Jannik Sinner's commanding victory over Ben Shelton. Our mission for you today is to really unpack how Sinner, the Ice King, navigated what was a high-pressure match, how he kind of quelled those concerns about that recent injury and really cemented his position right at the very top of the sport.
Exactly. You'll walk away understanding the subtle shifts, in play, in psychology that separate the champions from the contenders, seeing exactly how Sinner turns that pressure into, performance.
Okay, so let's set the scene. We're on center court, Wimbledon 2025 quarterfinal. Jannik Sinner, world number 1. He secures his second consecutive semifinal appearance there on the hallowed lawns. Defeats Ben Shelton, pretty dominant scoreline, 7-6-2, 6-4, 6-4. This wasn't just like another win. It felt, like a significant statement.
Absolutely. What's really compelling about this win, I think, is how it just screams maturity, confidence, especially when you consider the lead-up, because it wasn't exactly a straightforward path to that court, was it?
You're spot on there. The lead-up was, shrouded in uncertainty is the right word. Remember that nasty fall? And the subsequent pain in his right elbow during the fourth round match against Dimitrov. So Sinner steps onto the court against Shelton, and he's got this conspicuous white compression sleeve on.
Yeah.
Every single movement, every little hint of discomfort, it was under intense scrutiny, not just from us, but, Shelton was watching.
No, definitely. Every player looks for any edge, any sign of weakness.
Okay, so let's unpack this match, maybe set by set. The first set was a masterclass in modern grass court tennis, wasn't it? Thunderous serves, brutally short rallies. Shelton, the left-hander, explosive potential. He was consistently hammering down first serves, exceeding 135 miles per hour?
Easily. Huge serves. But Sinner, he returned fire. Refused to concede even a sniff of a break point. How did he do that? Well, he wasn't just blocking returns. He stood deep, made Shelton play that extra ball, forced him to generate pace off the ground too.
And that inevitably led to the tiebreak. High-stakes arena, right, where a champion's clarity really shines.
And Sinner proved exactly why he's number 1. He just erected a fortress in that breaker, made every point a battle, capitalized on, a couple of slightly frustrated errors from the Americans.
Looked like it.
And then sealed it. Just icy cool. 7-2.
Clinical is the word. But then, here's where it gets really interesting for me, the psychological turning point. It arrived right at the dawn of the second set. Shelton gets a surge, earns his only 2 break points of the entire match.
Yeah, huge moment.
So what's going through a world number 1's head right then? How does Sinner deliver in those moments, time after time?
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because it's not just about hitting a good serve. It's like invoking an aura. Sinner summoned the pride, the serve of a world number 1. Delivered exactly when he had to. Saved both break points with real authority. It wasn't just physical, it felt symbolic, like extinguishing Shelton's hope right there.
That's a great way to put it.
That's the difference, between being a top player and the world number 1.
And even then, remember that brief moment? He touched his sore elbow on a return. Little shiver went through the crowd.
Yeah, I saw that too.
But the moment passed. The deadlock held until the 10th game. Then, surgical precision. The Italian secures the decisive break, claims the set 6-4.
And the third set. Pretty much a carbon copy of the second, a really tight duel on serve. Shelton just couldn't seem to penetrate Sinner's game. It was so solid. Sinner was patient, just waited for the perfect moment to strike, which arrived right on cue at 5-4.
Yep. He elevated his return game, forced a couple more errors, and then on his third match point, sealed the victory. 2 hours, 21 minutes. Intense, high-quality tennis.
The core insight here, I think, is that while power wins points, precision under pressure wins Grand Slam quarters. Sinner didn't just overpower Shelton, he sort of systematically dismantled his composure.
So let's look at the raw data. What does it all mean when you dig into the stats? A quick glance at the sheet tells a pretty clear story, doesn't it? Precision, mental fortitude. Okay, Shelton, world number 10, fired more aces, 13 to Sinner's 8. But it was Sinner's, surgical efficiency that really made the difference.
Oh, absolutely. And turning to Sinner's performance on his own serve, I mean, it was nothing short of breathtaking. He won an astounding 89% of his first serve points. And crucially, maintained that perfect record on break points, save the only 2 he faced.
0 break points conceded after that early scare.
Exactly. This wasn't just about winning points, it was about slamming the door shut, giving Shelton absolutely no glimmer of hope on return.
And that clinical display, it's starkly contrasted with Shelton's performance under pressure, right? He only managed to save 1 of the 3 break points he faced. Plus, Sinner played a much cleaner match overall. Winners were similar, 33 for Sinner, 31 for Shelton. But the unforced error count, that was the real separator. Sinner committed just 17.
17 in a Grand Slam quarterfinal on grass. That's incredible control.
Compared to 28 from Shelton.
Yeah.
So how much of that clean play, especially the low error count, is just pure skill versus mental discipline under pressure?
Well, it's got to be an interplay of both, hasn't it? Sinner's skill lets him execute precisely. That's the foundation. But his mental discipline ensures he can maintain that execution under the immense pressure cooker of a slam quarter. He forces opponents into spots where they have to take the risks. That leads to their unforced errors.
Ah, interesting point.
It's not just about him hitting fewer errors, but the type of errors Shelton was kind of forced into by Sinner's strategic consistency.
Okay, let's talk about Shelton for a sec. He's a force, no doubt. Young American, incredible power, serves 135 plus consistently, big stage presence. But in this match, despite those thunderbolts, those mental errors in key moments, they were costly against Sinner's relentless pressure.
Definitely. And this rivalry, it's still pretty fresh, but this victory, well, it further cements Sinner's dominance in their head-to-head. What's the record now? 6 wins to 1 for the Italian.
6-1. Yeah, let's quickly run through those just to show how dominant it's become lately. 2025 Wimbledon Grass QF, Sinner won 7-6-2, 6-4, 6-4. That's today. 2025 Australian Open Hard SF, Sinner won 7-6, 6-2, 6-2. 2024 ATP Finals Indoor Hard, Sinner won 6-4, 6-4. 2023 Beijing Hard QF, Sinner won 6-7, 2-6, 1-6-2. 2023 Shanghai Hard R16, that's Shelton's only win, 2-6, 6-3, 7-6-5. 2023 Vienna Indoor Hard R32, Sinner won 7-6, 7-5. 2023 Indian Wells Hard R16, Sinner won 7-6, 6-1.
It's a clear pattern. Sinner seems to have found the formula to consistently neutralize Shelton's raw power. He solves the puzzle.
And drawing from his post-match comments, you get this picture of an athlete just in full evolution, physically, mentally. He said, "I am very happy with today's performance. He serves very well. It's difficult to get chances. In the last game, I managed it." Simple, but telling.
Yeah.
So is Sinner now becoming that psychological wall that other players just crash into?
I think he truly is becoming that player. He even noted the growing familiarity, didn't he? Saying, we are facing each other more and more times. We are getting to know each other better and better. That suggests he's not just beating them physically, he's adapting, exploiting tendencies. He's building this mental library on all his main rivals.
He also talked about the personal significance. Called it beautiful to play these matches.
Yep.
A great feeling and an honor. Progressing into his 4th straight Grand Slam semi, that's a huge milestone, especially at Wimbledon, which he called the most special tournament we have on the calendar.
It really is special for him.
So what makes his Wimbledon growth so visible this year in 2025 compared to maybe previous years?
Well, he talked about it himself. When asked about the transformation, the 23-year-old Sinner, he emphasized the rapid development in just 1 year. He said, when you are young, 22, 23, 1 year makes a huge difference. And he spoke about getting used to these big stadiums, these stages. That indicates a growing comfort, on tennis's grandest platforms.
It's not just the physical game, it's the whole package maturing.
Exactly. It's the mental acclimatization to the pressure picker of Grand Slam tennis. He looks like he belongs now, fully.
Okay, let's circle back to that elbow. Sinner acknowledged the issue, but his approach was firm. When there was a lot of tension in the matches, you try not to think about it. He gave an encouraging update too, noting it improved a lot from yesterday to today, even though he had a very short training session the day before.
Good news for him and the tournament.
And he was adamant, wasn't he? No, I don't want excuses today. I managed to play my tennis, and I showed it. Yeah. That compression sleeve, it almost became like a symbol of his determination. It makes you wonder, how much is mental strength in overcoming physical stuff in these matches?
Oh, massively important. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it just demonstrates a complete athlete. Not just physically strong, but mentally disciplined. Managing pain, managing pressure. That ability to compartmentalize, focus on the task, That's a hallmark of champions. It's almost like, that sleeve wasn't just compression. Maybe it was channeling some kind of hidden power, like a power sleeve straight out of Marvel or something.
Maybe so. He certainly played like it. So, looking ahead, he prepares for his next challenge. How dangerous do you think Sinner is now in this tournament?
Look, given his consistency, his mental game under pressure, his tactical evolution, Sinner isn't just dangerous, he's arguably becoming the player to beat. He's solving every equation put in front of him, and he's doing it with this incredible calmness that just belies his age. He looks ominous.
A calm force, moving deeper into the draw. It's compelling stuff.
Well, if you enjoyed this episode, smash that subscribe button, drop a like, and definitely tell us your take in the comments. Tennis Match will be back soon with more stories from the World Tour. See you courtside.